You ever feel like you finish your golf swing on your back foot and you're spinning out? Well, there's a couple reasons why you do that. Today I'm gonna show you why, but more importantly, I'm gonna show you how we fix it. And I got a cool drill that I've never shared before about laying the club over that can help you turn that into a nice high draw. Now, the reason most golfers finish on their back foot or don't get through the golf ball is because they've probably been slicing the ball before. So they see the ball sliced. So for a right-handed golfer, the ball starts curving to the right. So they instinctively think, intelligently, like, gosh darn it, I need to start that ball more to the left. I need to start it over here because it's tending to curve, all right? And when they feel like they need to swing left because the ball is going to the right, the weight stays on the back foot and the slice becomes even more. So how do we fix that? Well, the first thing that we can do is we can take the lead foot and we can just flare the toe a little bit. Because sometimes, especially as we get older and when we become experienced golfers, balance isn't as good as it once was. So one of the ways to make that easier is just to take your feet and take your lead toe and flare it just a little bit. Notice that? So this would be square. I'm just going to flare it a tad. Now when I flare that toe, that allows me to get into that lead foot and feel more in balance. When the lead foot is perfectly square this way, that makes rotating into it more difficult. So tip number one, flare the toe, and then you can go ahead and get into it. So the second thing that we can do is we can remind the body of where we want it to go. And this is what we call the high handle finish. Sometimes we'll call it the Arnie Palmer finish, all right? We remember as a kid, right, watching Arnie Palmer. And when he finished his swing, the handle right here, the handle was nice and high and it's out in front of him. So one of the things that we can do to help us from spinning out, okay, is to just feel like the handle finishes forward and nice and high. When we spin out, the handle is low and around. All right, so sometimes we can change our golf swing by focusing on the finish position versus trying to change something actually in the swing. So here we go. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lead toe and I'm going to flare it. And I'm going to give it that high handle finish. Then we're going to talk about this concept of laying the club over that I've never really discussed before. So here we go. Point the lead toe, flare it a little bit for balance. Let me give it the Arnie high handle finish. Oh wow, that felt good. And you'll notice how my weight got forward and I got into my lead foot there. Now, so when we talk about this concept of laying the club over, what we're talking about is the club face right here rotating and what I call laying over. So this would be, watch the club face here. It actually rotates or it lays over, okay? This would be not laying it over. This would be laying it over, right? Now when I lay the club over, that of course causes the club face to release and to square up, right? And as the club releases and squares up, it'll be more squared impact, which would promote a nice high draw, or if you overdo it, it could produce a little bit of a hook. I'm gonna just do a couple practice swings. I got the toe flared, I've got the high handle finish, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it over a little bit, right there, boom. See that? So I do a little three setter, there's two, there's three. All right, now I've got the feel, so let's get set in here. I've got the toe flared. I'm gonna give it the high handle finish. I'm gonna lay it over. And as I see that golf ball get up in the air and as I see it draw, I'm gonna be way more inclined to get through the golf ball versus staying back and spinning out of the shot. Now that we got you hitting the golf ball more solid, check out my next video. And if you wanna personally work with us and my team on your golf game, check out vlscoaching.com.